Let's talk about ControlNet. So ControlNet is a specific method that they've used to train a model alongside Stable Diffusion, which basically lets you do things like this. You upload an image and it traces, like in this case, the edges of the image, and then you can generate multiple different images based on those edges. So it's a more advanced version of image to image in a way. So that's just one of the preprocessors they have there. This is the canny edge detection, but they also have straight lines, which is useful for architecture. They have this kind of, it's called a HED boundary. It's like a fuzzier kind of boundary, which can be useful in some cases, particularly for faces. And then you have like scribbles, so you can just draw a scribble and it will generate that into an image. They have, yes, there's another scribble one. Here we go, this is one of my favorite ones, the posture kind of pose detector. So this will actually kind of take the same pose of an image, and then you can generate other very different images in that same pose. There's also segmentation maps. They'll segment out the different parts of the image and then be able to do that. This is depth perception, pretty useful stuff. And then normal maps, it's like really good for 3D objects. Those are the main ones that I've been using as well. So I'm going to show you how to install it. You can use this locally, obviously, it's open source, which is very cool, but in particular, I like to use it with Automatic 1111. And once you've got that running, you basically just go to Available and set in Extensions and click Load From. And then if you just search for Net, also ControlNet, then it's, here we go, yeah, SD Web UI ControlNet. And you can actually see the explanation for how it works in the GitHub repository as well. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of how I've been using it. So we go into image to image, and then maybe we want to click in here to upload an image, and let's say it's this one here. What you do is you just upload it as normal, and then you scroll down. And then there's this extra section here, which is ControlNet. And you can upload that image, this one here. Actually, we don't need to upload the one up here. Just ignore that. So yeah, you upload it here into ControlNet, and then click Enable. And then you choose which preprocessor you want. So I'm going to click Open Pose because I want to copy that pose. And then going to, in this case, you just want to make sure that this is, okay, so this is full body. You could just do one for face or hand, whatever it is, and then you just choose, make sure you have a model that has open pose. If you don't have the models, then you can go down here, download the models. There's a link here to all the main ControlNet models, and these are the ones that you can use, and you just need one model per type of control that you're doing, so canny, edge detection, etc. And it's these pickle files here, so you click download, and when you have them, you want to put them just in the Stable Diffusion Web UI extensions, and then ControlNet, and then you go into models, and that's where I have all of them here. Okay, so now if you want to preview, you can just click this little explosion icon here, and then that should give you a good idea of what the pose is going to look like, or what the edges are going to look like. You can do that before generating the image, which I find quite helpful. And here we go. Yeah, we have this pose, we have like a face, and then it looks interesting. Okay, so we've got the pose, and then that's basically all we need. And once this is set to enable, it will automatically generate in. So I think we basically don't need the rest. So I'm just going to say Mona Lisa. And if this doesn't work, then oh yeah, here we go. So because I'm in the image to image tab, so let me just do this in text to image, and that should work. It does work with image to image as well, but let me go here. And actually, I'm going to use the one with the removed background just to make the pose a little bit cleaner. So I'm going to click Enable, Open Pose, and then it's Open Pose Full. So we just click this and see what we get back. Okay, I think that's a little bit cleaner. So you can just say like the Mona Lisa, and then it should hopefully generate the Mona Lisa, but with that specific pose. So we'll see how that does. It's just generating now. You can see, like, if it's ever looks like it's not running, you can kind of see what it's doing here. Looks like it's waiting to start. There we go, now it's started. There we go. So it's pretty fun, right? Like you can use this for a lot of creative purposes. Like if you see a pose or a specific, style that you like, you can do that here. So yeah, it's like very close matching. You have some parameters here that you can mess around with. So one of the parameters is like the control weight, like how strong that is, how much of a difference it's going to make. The resolution of the preprocessor. So if, like, say you're using canny edge detection and there's not enough lines, then that could be a problem. And that can, you can dial up the resolution. You can also choose here whether you want it balanced or you want the prompt to be more important than the ControlNet or vice versa. So that's how OpenPose works. Let me try a different image. We'll try a different one. So let me say, so this guy here is playing piano at a party, and this has like a lot of interesting depth. So I would say let's use the depth perceptor, and I'm just going to click on this. So depth minus is the one I typically use. And there we go. So you can see that it's kind of made the outlines of the shapes of the people, which is pretty cool. And then you can say, like, maybe it's, in this case, maybe we could say like a man playing piano in train station. Just see what that comes back with. Okay, this looks like it's done now. And it's a little bit blurry. We wanted to add more processing steps, but you get the idea. It's going to take in this old-timey image, and then it's generated the depth, and then it's giving you the correct depth here. Let's try one more. So let's do canny edge. Actually, like soft edge, I think it's quite useful. So let me try. Yeah, here we go. Let's do an image of me, and then so soft edge. We'll just use the standard one. Let's just see how that looks. Cool. So that's pretty good tracing the lines. I'm just going to say Brad Pitt, business professional. Let's see if it will make, maybe not Brad Pitt. I don't really look like Brad Pitt. Maybe we do like someone with that type of hair, like say Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay. So, but the one good thing about this, I find, is that because it's just tracing the lines, it doesn't add too much detail into the face. And that allows it to kind of be a bit more creative in how it generates. While we're waiting for that, I'm just going to show you how that would look with canny edge detection. So if you look at that, like that, there's way too much detail of the face. Do you see? So that can be a little bit of a problem. Okay, it looks like it's working now. Actually, it kind of looks a bit horrifying so far. It looks a bit nicer towards the end. It's just diffusing. Okay, so I didn't quite get Jake Gyllenhaal. Maybe I could try someone different, but we have generated someone with a very similar style, right? And it's generated a different background here. It's kind of interpreted these shadows as windows, but you can see it's had a lot of ability to change the face. It wouldn't have done that as well with the canny edge detection because it has to fit within these lines. That's not as good. There's other ones as well. So we use soft edge, we use depth. There's like normal, which is 3D maps, and you can kind of see that here. This is really good for 3D type images or like objects that are 3D. You can do, there's also an inpainting model, which is really useful for advanced inpainting. There's segmentation, which you can see here. And, the segmentation just kind of splits out different parts of the image. So this can be quite good for general composition, which is useful. Yeah, here we go. So it's kind of separated me from the image there. But, it takes a lot of experimentation in general. I usually don't change many of these default settings, unless I am really struggling. In general, like, it just works incredibly well. So I'm pretty happy with it. The other cool thing is you can download the mask afterwards as well and kind of use that in the future if you need to. Cool. All right. Well, hopefully that was useful.